Today is May 18, about 8 p.m., 8:01 p.m. I was just lying down on my bed and then I saw this video on Instagram. The video showed a F-18 pass by an aircraft carrier at supersonic speed, and then it created a cloud of moisture around the airplane. If anybody has seen that video before, that kind of video before, when the airplane goes supersonic, it will compress the air around in front of the aircraft and then create a cloud of mist. And then the supersonic boom will accompany the airplane and go by the aircraft carrier, and it's very, very loud. Now, a couple of days ago, I think the U.S. Navy just showed another video about the UFOs that's hovering above the ocean, and then suddenly drop below into the ocean. So assuming this UFO once again is a physical object created as a machine, it has the ability to travel from air into the water without any problem. Once again, this UFO doesn't have any wings, doesn't have any plumes, so it doesn't have any reactionary engines. But anyway, back to the video I saw regarding that F-18 travel at supersonic speed with a sonic boom. It just occurred to me that the Joe Rogan video with Jeremy Corbell interviewing Commander David Fravor about his encounter of UFO in the Pacific, 40 miles west of Mexico in 2004? Is that October or November 2004? There was one question that nobody asked Commander Fravor. Is that when he and his co-pilot saw that TicTac UFO coming towards them, and then suddenly orient itself into a different direction and take off in incredible speed. And then a few seconds later, USS Princeton told Commander Fravor that TicTac UFO showed up 60 miles away. So I calculated, assuming that UFO travel in less than 7 seconds, let's say 7 seconds for 60 miles, I calculated that's around Mach 40. So 40 times the speed of sound. That UFO can go that fast in Earth's atmosphere. And I was just thinking, nobody asked Commander Fravor and his co-pilot if once that thing took off at that speed, did they hear any sonic boom? And it just occurred to me, if they did not hear any sonic boom, that's just incredible. Because that means, I'm just thinking, if that UFO does not create any sonic boom, that means at that speed, in atmospheric conditions, it's not contacting the air molecule when it's traveling at supersonic speed. I mean, that's just, wow, how can that happen? And I thought about it, and then my first video, I said that if that UFO can create a space bubble, a space-time bubble, using that whatever the exotic engine they have, and then it stretch the space-time around it and be able to travel at incredible speed, does that mean that space bubble also expel the air molecule in front of the UFO's path, so the UFO does not contact the air molecule when you travel at that speed? Or does it mean this UFO has some sort of deflector shield that can push the air molecules away, that you will not meet any air resistance when you're traveling at that speed? Can you imagine that? So what happened at the tip of the bubble? If my theory is correct, it's creating a space bubble and you're traveling at that speed. What happened to the air molecule at the tip of the bubble? I mean, does that mean the air molecule does not get compressed at the front of the bubble, and then you will not cause basically a wall of air in front of the bubble, and when the bubble pierces it, you will not create any sonic boom? Does that happen or does it not happen? And I thought about it. If they didn't hear any sonic boom, how about imagine this? Imagine that UFO has some sort of deflector shield, or the warp bubble is so long and so large, and so long that the sonic boom occurred miles and miles away before the UFO entered. How do I explain it? Imagine this. Imagine that deflector shield or the space bubble is 2 miles long, and that TicTac UFO is only a size of a small aircraft, the same size as the F-18. So what? A size of a bus? But that space bubble is 2 or 3 miles long. This thing is 2 or 3 miles long, and that UFO is tiny little thing here at the end. But the space bubble or the deflector shield is so long. When that thing takes off, that sonic boom occurs miles and miles away. So the F-18 pilot, the commander favorite, don't hear it because that sonic boom occurs miles down the road, down the range. So that UFO, when it takes off, you don't hear anything. Is that possible? Is that a correct theory or not? I'm just thinking out of my mind that because I have nobody, every single one of these naval pilots, when they saw the UFO, when they take off, they just see this thing zip by at incredible speed, but nobody hear anything. Did anybody hear anything? That's the question. That's the first question I will ask all these naval pilots. Do you guys hear anything when that thing takes off at incredible speed? If it does not, then that's mind-boggling. If that's true, that sort of proves my space warping engine theory. Or if that's not the case, that UFO has some sort of deflector shield that can push air molecules away before it takes off. That also explains why some of these UFO can travel from air into the ocean, because it just pushes the water molecules away and goes down into the ocean. And if it pops back up, it pushes the water molecules away, push the air molecules away, and just zip by from the bottom of the ocean, break the surface into the air and into the outer space. I can imagine that why that's necessary, because any of the Star Trek fan knows that all the USS Enterprise and all the Starfleet and all the spaceships in Star Trek, they have deflector shields, because you have to push space debris away before you go back at high speed faster than light. Otherwise, you would just collide into tiny little comets or asteroids or tiny little rocks. It's just catastrophic. So I would imagine these UFO have the same deflector technology. Anyway, I was just thinking while lying on my bed, and it's just amazing. Anyway, I hope Commander Fravor will be able to, or any of his co-pilots, his colleagues who saw that UFO can recall if they remember if they hear any sonic boom when that TicTac UFO went with incredible speed. Okay, that's all I have.